Good morning. Today we are going to jump right into day 15, which is called Sin Upon Sin. Now we've been doing a segment in the series where the Chafetz Chaim goes through all the sins we create when we speak Lashon Hara. Today we are going to finish up that segment and then move forward learning more about different types of speech that is considered not allowed and Lashon Hara, evil speech. But the Chafetz Chaim concludes this segment by saying that last time we spoke about this concept of onas davarim, verbal abuse, hurting people with the way that we speak. And we touched upon the idea that if you do it to somebody face to face without anyone around, that would be Lashon Hara, but if people were around, that would be even worse because that would be embarrassing them. And the Chafetz Chaim says if one embarrasses a person publicly, he has to contend with the words of our sages that says, one who shames his friend in public does not have a portion in the world to come. And he also says that it violates a sin. Do not bear a sin because of him, meaning because of your friend. And he said because of this, we also learn the laws, which we're going to get to later, of giving somebody rebuke, that it has to be done in such a kind and respectful way so as not to embarrass someone. But that's pretty sharp to say that if you embarrass someone that you lose a portion in the world to come. But there are many sources in the Torah that says when you embarrass someone, it's considered like killing them. So embarrassing someone is a pretty serious crime, and it's not something that we want to do, and that's something that you have to be careful of when you're speaking, and it falls into the category that we mentioned last time called onas davarim, which is verbal abuse or hurting somebody with words. And now the Chafetz Chaim just wants to end off this segment by giving us a scenario where two people are speaking Lashon Hara, and we can see how many averos, how many sins are caused by it. So I'm going to give a scenario of, imagine you've got two sister-in-laws, okay? And they're talking about their mother-in-law. Never will happen. And one sister-in-law says to the other one, Jamie, you should just know, Mom was saying not such great things about you, about the way that you're raising your kids. She doesn't love it, and I just want to make you aware of it. So Jamie, first of all, the first sin right there it's violated is that the first sister-in-law, let's call her Sarah, just told Jamie something negative that somebody else said about her. That's rechilas, right? That's peddling gossip. That's the first sin. She also violated the sin of not putting a stumbling block in front of a blind person, because she's telling Jamie something and she's automatically going to make Jamie listen to Lashon Hara while she tells Jamie this terrible thing. So Jamie is so upset. Jamie says, you know what? I am going to confront my mother-in-law right now. So now Jamie has violated the sin of believing Lashon Hara and not giving the benefit of a doubt, and maybe thinking that maybe the information wasn't fully true. So Jamie goes and she calls her mother-in-law, and she is irate and she starts screaming at her. She's very upset. So now Jamie just possibly went over on saying onas davarim, hurting somebody with words. Now the mother-in-law says, no, I never said that stuff about you. I can't believe Sarah would say that. It's not true. So Jamie also just violated rechilas, again, peddling gossip, telling the mother-in-law that Sarah told me that you said this about me. So now Jamie goes back to Sarah and says, our mother-in-law said that wasn't true. So Sarah says, no, it really was. I'll even say it in front of her. So the two of them go together to the mother-in-law, and Sarah says, I mentioned to Jamie that you said this because you did say this. So now she's embarrassing the mother-in-law, right? She's over on that next sin that we discussed. And then the mother-in-law says, no, I didn't say that. What I said was something else, and it was misunderstood. And now Jamie says, well, I don't even believe what you had to say anyways because you were talking about me. Now, this situation has caused so much strife, so many crazy things. But here's my question to you. As maybe a little humorous even my made-up story was, is this something that possibly happens in real life? The Chafetz Chaim says if we examine our own lives, we find that this scenario, in one form or another, is extremely common. The Chafetz Chaim advises us to be quick to acknowledge that we misunderstood someone's alleged harsh words about another. And this way, we will save ourselves and our acquaintances from many disputes and sins. So it's important to know, and in this chapter, we kind of reviewed everything that we've been speaking up until this point. But it's important to remember that you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. You have to think twice before you speak because of all the dangers and all the fighting that can occur from your words. And you have to be aware how much more common this is in our lives than we realize. So I hope with this awareness, we will all become better with how we speak. And the next chapter, we will start talking about a new form of asur speech, non-allowed speech, which is flattery. We'll get to that next. Have a great day.